Hey guys, just finished watching The Flash Season 3, Episode 19, The Once Future Flash. The Once and the Future Flash. Wow, what an episode. This episode was really good. It was really interesting comparing this episode to Supergirl and stuff. If you watch Supergirl's episode, I'm not going to spoil it too much, but I mean, there's nothing much that really happens in that episode other than the last little end, and doesn't really further the whole season plot. It's very much a filler episode, whereas this episode is super season season heavy. It furthers the entire season plot. It's not a filler episode. It is just an amazing episode, and it was so cool seeing the future Flash. One of the cool things here, and just checked out here on IMDb, Tom Cavanagh actually directed the episode, which is pretty cool. He plays HR Wells and Dr. Wells and stuff like that on the show, so it's pretty cool seeing him direct this episode. And you would never know that someone else directed, one of the actors directed the episodes. It was perfect. It was very well directed. And then the directing didn't stand out for me, but it didn't stand out that an actor directed an episode type of thing, where sometimes it does do that in TV shows. So it was pretty cool seeing that, and it was really cool seeing the actors do the different things and stuff, and how things that went on in this episode was really cool. Seeing the future Barry and seeing how that went, seeing the new costume, that was really awesome. Seeing that costume, I wonder if that costume is going to exist. If he saves Iris, does that costume no longer exist? It was really cool. Then at the end, how you see Savitar get out of his costume, and you see Caitlin or Killer Frost. She sees who is Savitar, but yet you don't. The audience doesn't see it. I loved it. I think it was so perfect. I was hoping that they give us a little tease to see who it looks like and not show us, but they don't give us anything to even kind of speculate on who it could be or anything like that. And right now, my guess is just maybe it's a version of Barry, maybe it's a version of could it be I don't know, could it be a version of Cisco? I guess not a version of Cisco, but maybe a version of Wally West, or a version of Jay Garrick, or a version of not Jay Garrick, but still be joined with the ship as Henry Allen or something like that. That would be cool. So many different versions. I can't think of anyone. I think the biggest thing I'm thinking of is probably a future version of Barry. I think in the comics he's a future version of Barry Allen, so that's gonna be cool to see how that plays around with that. But also going to be interested to see is if they end up figuring out how to get Caitlin back out of Killer Frost. Will she then remember who Savitar is and be able to tell the team if they ever get her back, or if they ever recreate that field and they're able to get Caitlin back for a little bit, and she goes, then Killer Frost takes over again. Will she be able to say who Savitar is, or does only Killer Frost know and not Caitlin Snow within the same body? I think that's going to be interesting to play with that and see how much things work out with that. Also, would be cool to see is if things happen when they separate the two and you have Killer Frost and Caitlin Snow. I think that would be cool to see the two. But I kind of want to see at the end of this with Caitlin, she's going real evil. I don't want them to kill her off, and I don't want her just to go full villain and then something like that. I don't want her to. I still want to keep Caitlin as a character. I think she's been around since season 1. She's been around since Arrow. She appeared on Arrow before she appeared on this show. So I think it was just so cool to see her, and I really hope that. I love the arc that she's going. I love where it's going and stuff like that. I just hope that it doesn't end with her dying or anything like that. I really want to see her continue on in the show, but also at the same time to have her come back without her powers. I don't know. Just so many people with powers. I think I'd love to see her stick with her powers and maybe somehow get control of her powers and become a superhero rather than staying an evil person for so long. But maybe we can build up to her controlling her powers and eventually becoming becoming good or something like that. Also, what would be cool is to see a Killer Frost and Black Siren team up. That would be an awesome crossover. Just a little crossover between having the two of them, Killer Frost and Black Siren, on the Flash one night, and then the next night be the two of them team up on Arrow and stuff. That would be cool. And then you could have one of the characters, maybe Cisco, go over to Arrow for that episode, and then the team has to deal with something else. So it's only the two actors. It's only Cisco and Caitlyn who have to go, only Carlos and Danielle who have to go over to Arrow, something like that. I think it would be really cool to see that. Then you can have Katie Cassidy come over, stuff. I think it would be a cool team up. Is seeing those two villains team up would be really epic. And then together it would be cool to see them both. They're both characters that I'd love to see them eventually redeemed, but just not so soon. I mean, Caitlyn could be redeemed a little sooner than Black Siren, because Black Siren is just purely evil and stuff, and she never was good. Whereas there's Caitlyn who has still some good in there. Whereas Black Siren, it's gonna take a lot more to make her to redeem her, because she's this version was never good type of thing. But I definitely hope that they do redeem Caitlyn Snow and really bring her back, because I definitely like her as a good character. But I'd like to see how they do it. So hopefully, maybe by season 5, she could be back to Caitlyn Snow. And maybe have control of the powers, like I said, kind of like I've been saying throughout my reviews, kind of like Hulk does. Bruce Banner controls Hulk in the MCU, where he doesn't have control of him, but he can kind of aim him whenever he wants. So I think that would be a nice way to do that, and to see where things go with that. Maybe with Savitar and stuff like that, things could happen, and she can kind of ends with like kind of control, or I don't know. It would be cool to see that and see where things go with her. But hopefully she doesn't die at the end of the season. I know there's some set photos and stuff out there, but I haven't really looked at them too much. But they could have shot the different versions with and without each actor and stuff like that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But definitely, I really like this episode. Definitely can't wait to see who Savitar is next week's episode. It was also really cool seeing Cisco, with just the robotic Terminator hand. That was pretty epic. It was pretty cool. Didn't see that one coming, that he'd lose his hands and stuff. That would be a cool thing. Maybe if actual Cisco loses his powers, or gets like in this timeline, he loses only one hand or something. I don't know. It would be cool to see that, see how things would go with that. And maybe I was also surprised that we didn't see Jay Garrick, John Wesley Shipp, jump into the future and see a version of that or something, or or why didn't he ask him? Couldn't you go ask Jay for help, or where was because I'd love to see where 2024 Jay Garrick is, or 2024 on his planet. Where that is, did the 2024 Barry not go and ask Jay for help, or you saw what happened to Wally and stuff? But what about Wally's girlfriend there? I forget her name. She's on it. Jessie Quake. Where's Jessie? Why wasn't she helped in there to help with Savitar? Why didn't he go ask for her help? I mean, after Iris's death, doesn't he, isn't it that time to go get other people's help, I mean, at that point, it's just like, why not, after Iris's death, why don't you go get Supergirl's help? Because that would be cool, is to see that, is to see, 2024 in Supergirl, because is Supergirl still on the same timeline? I mean, it looks like it is in the same, not in the same timeline, but it's 2017 also on Supergirl right now, so it'd be cool to see that. Ask him that. Why don't you go get Supergirl's help? You've had like 4 or 5 years to go over and get her help. You didn't ask Arrow's help. Not that he would be able to do anything still, but still, get everyone together, get a big crossover with the people. Why not do that? It'd be cool to ask those questions to the 2024 person. Why not go and get some of the legends? Although the legends, you never know wherever they are. But I mean, he could figure out, in 5 years, kind of where are they, and try and send them a message. I mean, he did that for the Invasion episodes. So I don't know. It'd just be cool to see. Would have been cool to see that. Explain those questions. Why not go get Supergirl? Why not go get Jay Garrick? At least Jay Garrick and Jessie Quake would have been the ones that they should have answered in this thing. Is why didn't he go ask for their help? Where were they? And I was surprised that it wasn't Jay Garrick in the costume, or a version of Jay Garrick, not our Jay Garrick. So I need to keep John Wesley Shipp as Jay Garrick, because he is perfect as it, and it is just awesome having him as Jay Garrick. So, but having a version of Jay Garrick as a Savitar, or a version of Henry Allen as Savitar, that would be pretty cool too. So yeah, just those questions. I would have liked them to ask those to see why didn't get anyone else's help to fight Savitar. I mean, I feel like Supergirl really could have helped her on her own. Now I understand, and not answering that question. I mean, answering it on there without actually having to see them would be a nice way to just get those questions out of the way. But at least they should have answered the Jay Garrick and the Jesse Quake why the Future Barry never went over to get any of their helps or anything like that. I mean, you also at the end of Legend of Tomorrow, you had that, for Reverse Flash, hundreds of Reverse Flash. Why not do that? I mean, there's a point where, things like that could happen. But I don't know. I definitely can't wait to see how things go with this. But hopefully he does get Jesse Quake and Kid Flash and Jay Garrick, all of them, and have like 4 speedsters versus Savitar. That would be the way to do it. Plus, plus Cisco Vibe with his Vibe powers, and the rest of the team with weapons and stuff. So I think that could be a lot. I think I'd love to see that in the final episodes. Having 4 speedsters and Vibe and all that stuff would be really epic to see that. So hopefully that's where they go with this, and hopefully they can bring those characters in, because I'd love to need to see John Wesley's ship back for at least one more episode before the end of the season. So let me know what you think, guys, about this episode in the comments below. What did you think, and where do you think things are going, and who do you think is Savitar? I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
You're still here.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.